So is there anything you said in your Fiverr thing that you kind of struggle with jungle tracking and roaming? Is there anything else that you like
Um,
feel like you have big problems with?
yeah, I do actually. Cause like I basically one trick flat for a long time, so I basically have bad habits. So I feel like I should be playing more aggressive in lane, and then I feel like I should like not dial these ganks. Because as Vlad, you play really passive, and then if you're ganked, you just pull and face rush away, so you never have to worry about those
Yeah,
things. And then like I don't think I roam enough as well, because you're Vlad, you don't roam.
yeah,
So I feel like I should learn to do those things if I want to be better and not AFK farm for 40 minutes like when I'm
yeah.
playing Vlad.
That's fair enough. Why do you have these runes, by the way? Is there any particular
Oh,
reason?
'cause- well, I've been testing those out. I have Ingenious Hunter for Gale Force cooldown and Sheen cooldown because I'm going like Gale Force Essence Reaver.
Hmm.
Electrocute, just cause it's electrocute. You just go in, you shoot people, you proc it. It's pretty easy.
Okay, because in my opinion, like these runes are pretty troll. Like I think just the PTA, like okay, the secondary is actually pretty decent. Like I think Gathering Storm with Transcendence, or if you wanted to run like Eyeball and Ingenious second, I think that's fine. But in my opinion, PTA just does what Electrocute does a lot better. And also the Precision Tree is a lot better for you overall. Like you get Presence of Mind, you get Lifesteal or attack speed. So in my opinion, the runes are they're not optimal. I'll tell you that.
Hmm, I
But
see.
okay, let's
'Cause sometimes then when I play into Ahri or something, like I dash in and auto, and then they just charm me or like they walk out of it, so I never get PTA, and it's just annoying.
okay,
That's
yeah, I
what
can
I'm
like kind
trying.
of understand that, but that just means like you just have to play the matchup sort of differently, right? Like against Ari, it's a lot about like playing around her cooldowns. Like if she uses Charm, it's free to EN. If she uses Q, it's also free to EN because she doesn't do any damage without it. But I mean, we'll just kind of see, right? Nice Q. So like here, you should play really aggressively here. So just especially as Lucian, like when you're playing a lane bully champ, if your opponent uses a cooldown, they shouldn't be allowed to like CS creeps while they're on cooldown. So I'll show you what I mean. So right here, Ahri uses Q, 6-second cooldown or 7-second cooldown. So that means like if she wants this creep here, she should get auto attacked. So you should be standing like right here, and then when she goes to auto this creep, she gets attacked. But what happens is that she gets to auto this for free despite not having her Q. So it's like, yeah, you're not playing to what your champion wants. You're not punishing her cooldown. Nice Q. Yeah, and it's like same thing here. The way you want to like play Lucian lane, as you probably know, is like you want to use your Q quite a lot. So the best time to go for Q obviously is when she goes for a CS. So like again here, this should be a Q. Also I think you probably should have looked to hit level 2 first here. Like, okay, if you're autoing this creep now, you will probably hit level 2 before her, and then you can look to E into her. But you just like give up level 2 advantage for free. You don't Q her when she goes for the CS. So it's like, yeah, right now you have this like lane bully champ, and you're not bullying your lane at all. So,
Hmm.
I mean, Lucian actually scales like pretty well compared to most mids, but it's like you also have
Yeah,
this
but
really
you
strong early
should try
game.
to bully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so like that's good, like looking for the Q, it ends up denying him the CS. He uses his thing. You could look for an auto attack again here. Like if you get charmed, like he has W, but like if he had gone charm level 2,
Oh, yes, W, what?
yeah,
Oh, didn't
sometimes they do
realize.
go W second, but either way, it's like, you know, if you auto him here and he E's you, like that's fine. It's a 14-second cooldown and he has no Q to follow it up, so it like wouldn't do any damage. Um, or if like, or if you position here, you can maybe get his W. So you need to think a lot about how to like pressure on creeps. If you're ever playing like a lane bully champ like Syndra, Lucian, Oriana, like those champs, this is super important.
Yeah, I don't
Now,
really play lane bullies.
yeah, fair enough. It's definitely like a play style, right? Like
Yeah,
it's definitely not something
it's
Vlad
like,
can do.
yeah, I was trying to
Okay.
fight for my life.
Now at this point, you really need to be looking to get a ward down, so I normally recommend warding at like 2 minutes 30 is probably the optimal time. You should know that Volibear started bot. I'm pretty sure. Let me just check. Yeah, so we saw Olaf starting in lane top, which means we know they're leeching bot. So you can know that like Volley's gonna do like probably 2 camps or 3 camps bot and then move to top side, which means at around this time, getting a ward in the top river here is probably ideal.
Right.
The reason this is like sort of scary the way you're playing right now is it's like there's 2 paths that the jungler can do, right? He can do like red, Krugs, Raptors, and then gank mid from bot side with red buff. Or he can do like 2 or 3 camps and then come to the top side. So like the thing is, if you ward here and then hug in this area, it makes you safe against this 3 camps mid gank and also against the gank from this side. But the problem is like right here, if he's 3 camp ganking from bot, which he could, because like he's Volibear, he has Ahri, and you're Lucian. Like you would just die. There's, you know, not now. Like now you're in the right spot, but like yeah, when you were here, you definitely could have died. So let's actually see where he is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. So you did get a little lucky there, I think.
He thought about it. And he's not.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like if you 230 ward to the top side, or just the opposite side of where the enemy jungler starts, and then hug to that, makes it. It just like gives you a lot of safety, right?
Right.
Oh, let's actually just go back to watching the lane. Like, that's good. That's another reason why I think like the presence of mind runes are better, is it gives a lot of extra mana sustain in lane, for you to spam like Qs and stuff. So I quite like that as well. And like worth noting is that you haven't procced Electrocute yet, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's like the same view as PCA right now. Like you haven't procced either of them.
Ooh, that.
Now here, I don't think that's a great Q. I think you should probably wait for her to be going for a creep again. It's just like a lot easier, you know, for her to dodge it if it's like at a random timing like this. Because she doesn't really have like any incentive to be here. But if you wait for her to come for this cannon creep and then go for it, it's almost guaranteed you'll hit it. And again, it's like when you're playing these lane bullies, it's, you know, if you miss a couple key Qs, it's the difference between like killing someone and not, right? So it's really important that you hit like a high percentage of these. And a big part of that is just using them at the right time. Yeah, like, I think the last 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes, like last 2 waves, she hasn't taken any damage pretty much, which is
yeah, she's full HP.
Yeah, it's like super weird. Also, this ward doesn't really help you. Like, it's on the right side of the map, but the reality is, like, Volibear can easily walk around. I guess it's better than nothing, but like, okay, if you don't want to spend the time to ward this bush, literally just ward like right here. Like, but don't ward in here, it's so useless. Yeah, I can understand not wanting to spend the time going all the way here, but just ward like out here or something, and it's fine. That was a good attempt.
Yeah, these Qs are hitting nothing.
Nice. Okay, that wave goes in. Okay, that guy's dead. Okay, nice. I mean, that's really good for you. Good trade as well. Punished his charm. Okay, you're in a really good spot. You have blue buff. You have a kill. When you get blue buff, you should probably just like use your Q literally on cooldown. Like rather, you know, before that, you kind of have to time it with creeps to make it easier. But once you get infinite mana, literally just use it like every time it's up. And it'll be so pressuring. Really hard to play against. Yeah, okay, that's good. Like pushing it in, making it hard for her. Nice E. Okay, this is all really good. Now, you should probably be playing a bit further down here. Like all your vision right now is like here and here. So if you're in the middle, you're probably still not gankable, but like you're literally ungankable if you play in like this area. Whereas here, you're like maybe gankable, and definitely if you played here, you would probably die. So, oh wait.
Yeah, I'm dying for a gank
Yeah,
now.
okay. Yeah. Do you live this or? Oh my god, she flashed eat a creep.
Nah, I killed her here. Minions beat her ass.
Okay. I mean, not the worst, but yeah, again, like
Yeah,
this
but
happens
I see,
just
I
because
see.
you're in the wrong spot again.
If I was on river bot side, I live.
Not too bad though, 1 for 1.
Yeah, kind of a lucky shot though.
Okay, so come back. You should also be like really careful. So one of the like worst times to die is when you come straight back to lane. So yeah, here you need to like shove this as soon as you can and then like get some vision somewhere. Because right now you have like no vision anywhere. But if you ward right now, you like lose this whole wave. So I would probably try and fast shove this like as quick as you can. So you should be like spam autoing this. Or if you're scared to do this, then you should be warding. Yeah, like we really need to get a ward down because right now it's so scary to play the game. Yeah, like this is a good ward. That's a good ward. I like that. Again though, like even, okay, it's like somewhat understandable because you have a trundle right here and you have vision here as well. But like you almost always want to be like playing to a side rather than in the middle, you know? Like right now, well, okay. I mean, yeah, maybe you're playing to the side. It's just like,
I mean, I wasn't thinking about it.
yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah.
now that you say it, I'm like, ah, okay, I see.
Yeah, you're not quite in the right spot. Just makes it a little harder. You're pretty far ahead, so that's nice. Q. I think also you could probably, on your next ward, you could probably look for a deeper ward, like on Raptors or something. This is like really bad, I think. So the reason this is bad is like if you leave mid right now, you give Ahri like a free wave to do whatever she wants. It can be like basing, roaming, like warding, whatever. And like I don't think this guy is realistically killable. Like he can always leave like way before you get there. And it's actually pretty bad, right? Because like you left here and Ahri already shoves this wave.
I see.
You should just like be really aware of like the mid wave, I guess. The further up you can catch the mid wave, the more pressure you get. So like right here, you know, if you want to do this, you get like super prior on the next wave. So you like catch the wave up here and then you push it and then you can look to do something. But if you give up a wave like this, it's like 1, she gets a wave of prior for free. And 2, after you clear this wave, because you clear it so late, you don't have time to do anything anyway. You know, like by the time you can leave here, the next wave is almost already here. So you lose like a lot of pressure for that. I think this ward is a bit too safe. Like you have a lot of control over mid. So you could probably like get a deeper ward, something that's like more helpful for your team, either warding like, you know, over this wall or like raptors or something. Just like, you know, this ward here earlier was understandable because you had like no vision at all and you were really scared, right? But like here, let's say like this wave here, you catch it really aggressively, you've got wards topside to hug to, and then you can get a really valuable like deep ward, but you don't really get anything for your team. So right, if you actually look right now, it's like you're 2-1, you have a big lead, and you're playing a lane bully champ, but you haven't actually, it hasn't like done anything for your team, you know, like you're ahead, but it hasn't gotten you any vision, you haven't really like done anything to mid, you haven't taken plates, you haven't pressured side lanes at all. And like, you know, a lot of the time you can, right? But you just haven't really. Even though I think you probably could have. And also, like, it's not like you've been pressuring your lane super hard either.
Yeah.
This is really good. Another thing you need to think about is like whenever you do shove a wave like this, like when you shove a wave, it's like it gives you one turn to do something. But also, if you don't use it for anything, the enemy mid just gets free farm, right? Like this is free farm for him, unless you can fight him under tower, but it's like sort of scary, right? Because he has charm and you don't have cleanse. So it's like when you shove a wave like this, you have to be able to get something with it. And it's like right now, I'm not sure you even can get anything with it. Like you don't have any wards. You can't really gank bot. So if it's like this situation, you actually just wouldn't want to push at all. Like you can just keep it in the middle here and she shouldn't be able to farm. But if you do push it like this, it's like what can you do with this? You just kind of stand around, she gets the full wave for free. Also, that's a really poor base timing. So if you're the aggressor, like you're the lane bully, you really don't want to be basing before your opponent. Like you need to be forcing her to base first and miss a wave. But what instead happens is you base first. And now she gets a wave of prior. Also, your team is on Herald while you're basing. Like, if you are gonna base here, you need to base like right here so that you can help your team. But you're like basing when your team's on Herald. You give Ahri a wave of prior for free. Yeah, your team dies here basically just because of you. If like, okay, maybe the optimal thing here is like, right now, wave in the middle. Then Echo pings he wants to do Herald, okay. We like shove mid. You don't need a base here anyway. Like I guess you have item, which is why you're basing, but you're full health and like half mana, so you can definitely still pressure. So it's like, okay, let's say on this wave, you're hitting this wave right here. You're getting prior, and then after you push it, Ahri's stuck on the tower. You come and like stand here to make sure you guys get Herald. But instead, it's like because you messed up like those decisions. I mean, at least you guys got Herald, but you lost a whole wave mid through a bad base timing. And Olaf got a kill. And Ahri got a free base. Like, it was just bad on, like, so many different levels there.
Yeah.
Also, did you have enough for pink ward? No, you don't. Oh, good. So good. Base. Yeah. It's again, it's just like kind of scary to get prior on this wave without having any wards. So I think like right here you have prior. Now you, instead of like doing this, because this ward's about to die, you should go get a ward. Like if you go ward now with your prior instead of doing like one auto attack on the tower, then you can fight this wave. But because you don't, this guy can just come sit here and oh yeah, and you're just dead, I think. Okay, you actually 1-for-1 it. Just, yeah, again, decent, but should never be 1-for-1s. You should just be killing people. Right?
And I died here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising. Because it looks like they're on drag.
Yeah, I thought so too. I just...
Oh,
That
they
was
did
actually,
just
I
finish
went over there to
drag.
try and ward it.
Yeah.
Bleh. Probably should have just dashed out here.
Yeah, if you were trying to ward it, you could just like ward it here, right, and then probably disengage after, or you could ward it over the wall. But it's not the worst. Well, no, it's pretty bad. Actually, you do lose a cannon wave, and she gets 2 plates. So, yeah, it's a pretty bad death. I won't lie.
Yeah. And I got shot.
Go back. So, power of mid again. What the hell? This guy's 1 HP.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That guy's definitely doing a bit of trolling. Okay.
Did
Another
I
one
die
for
again?
one.
Basically just trade 1-for-1 this entire game
Yeah.
until we lose. I can summarize it.
Okay, and then mid. Yeah, I was about to say, you could probably ult him. Though, did you hit the W? No, the W didn't hit, right? Let me just check.
I'm not too sure. Oof.
Oh, no, it does hit her. I guess...
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Are you sure?
If it hits it,
It says
I
she's
think
got
if it hits.
the buff on her. Like,
Oh really?
yeah, look. Like, where is it? Like right here. Unit has been marked. Gains movement speed for damaging it. I think if you'd target or if you'd aimed your ult a little bit better, you probably would have forced her ult. But I don't think you kill her, right? It's just an ult trade.
Oh yeah, I just want to trade the ult.
Yeah, I think
Because if
ult
we
trade's
both don't
good.
have ult, like I just kill her by dashing into her.
Okay, from Raptors, this is good. I think here you could look at enemy Raptors maybe. Are they up? Yeah, I think they are up. I think you probably could have gone the enemy Raptors there. Another 1-for-1.
I was just trying to get that guy because he has a large bounty.
Yeah, I think that one's good. And come back.
And then I recall.
This game looks pretty, like, over, honestly. Hold on, let's write up notes for this game so far and then just, like, skim through the rest of it. But I think this game's pretty over. So, game 1, early game. So first off, laning phase, like, punishing when they go for CS, like, punishing cooldowns with auto attacks. So, like, she shouldn't be allowed to get CS when she has no Q cooldown. You should be, like, looking to Q them when they go to CS, stuff like that. And then also, like, the wave control. So if you do push, like, you need to get something. Otherwise, you're just giving free farm. Otherwise, just don't push. Like, it's actually fine to not push and just keep the wave in the middle. So that's something that you'll kind of need to practice. But yeah, like, that's a thing as well. And then definitely the warding is a big thing. So warding further out, like, more valuable locations. And then hugging, like, hug to the side. You have vision / wards or vision / safety, like if your jungler's there or something, because yeah, there was a lot of deaths or like needless deaths, I think. Also, base timing. So there was that time where you like based, you know, here when your team's doing Herald. That's really bad. So, yeah, like consider what your teammates are doing. Also, if you're the lane bully, try and make them base first. Like, ideally, you don't base first. Yeah, that was kind of bad. And I think, just in general, the prior usage wasn't that good. So, like, so you can, like, roam, deep ward, you know, base, plates. There's a lot of stuff you can do. But if you don't do anything with your prior, it's just free farm to your opponent. So, I'd say that was mainly it for the early game. I think this game's pretty over, but let's just walk through it. But I think, like, if, you know, you probably could have won this game. Because, like, a lot of the stuff wouldn't have happened if you'd played better. You know, like, Volibear would probably have, like, 2 less kills. You could have avoided that, like, Herald thing. So, the game would be... It's hard to tell, obviously, because, you know, stuff that happens in League can affect the entire rest of the game. And it's hard to tell, like, how much it affects it, right? But definitely, this game could have been, like, really, really different.
Blue team's turret.
Okay, not bad, not bad. What the? Surely you just kill this guy. Oh, you got Ezreal ulted. That sucks.
Yeah, they're playing on calm, so.
Yeah, like if you just look at this game, it's like you've played a lot better than Ahri has, but you just like haven't played well enough to like carry the game, right?
Push my lead, basically.
Yeah.
Just 1-for-1.
Alright, I'm just gonna go to the next game because this one looks so over. Okay, okay. What about this one?
Was that the Ori game?
The Ori game? Oh,
Ori and
this?
the Will of the
Yeah,
Wisp or
yeah,
something.
I fucking
Yeah.
love that game.
I haven't played it. I heard it's good.
Yeah, I like bought it, and I bought the first one in like 2016, and then I didn't play it until like 2020, and I realized what I was missing out on. It's so good. Okay. I'm not really a fan of the runes and items. Like I think cleanse is good this game. I think it's sort of hard to play against like Ashe and Fiddle without it. But I think like corrupting pot
phase versus
definitely
troll.
for laning phase is way better. Like it allows you to pressure harder. You could do this, but then you can't really harass them much early. And then yeah, phase rush is just, well, I think it sucks. Okay, good Q harass. Oh, and let me go to your vision. Oh wait, no boot team. Okay, now this game you actually don't know where Fiddle started because it looks like both sides leash. So we know in reality that he started bot, but you didn't know in the game. So if you don't know where the jungler started, it's a bit harder to ward. But in that case, it's like you just have to ward to whatever side and just play towards it, right? So. Oh, I see. You didn't have Q. Oh, no, you are gonna have Q. Like here, you should just E into him straight away. Like, I don't know why you comboed like this. If you E, auto, Q, auto, that's like the most damage, but you just do like Q, and then you can't get in range to proc the auto, so then you have to E. Yeah, it's just like a really weird combo. But, you know, good punish still. And this shouldn't happen as well. Like, because you're so strong, there shouldn't be a universe where he gets to just CS creeps like this. So the most pressuring kind of position to be in is probably like here or something, or like here. So that if he uses a spell to CS, you can like punish it. But the problem is, like, there's no... I guess you could Q through here, but other than that, there's like no trade response. You know, you can't do anything. He just keeps getting CS for free. You're not playing as aggressive as you should.
Stand in front of the wave.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just like stand in, like to the side of it and like make him think, you know, if I go for this CS, I'm gonna take damage or whatever. Yeah, like how long has it been since you pressured him for the CS? I'm actually gonna go back. So like here, you pressured really hard for that CS. Okay. So he gets 1 for free. 2 for free. You kill that one. He gets that one. Okay, like that, this is good, but you just kind of misplayed it. So like, you I don't know if you did it on purpose, but this is good. Like, if you stand next to the creep, it makes it so they have to use a cooldown, right? And then if they use a cooldown, like, you can look to just E into them. So it's like, if you stand like just a bit like here, so that you can't get hit by the Q, it's like, okay, if he Qs this, you just instantly E into him. So the like 2 steps kind of that you need to take is like, first, you have to position so that your opponent has to use a cooldown to kill the creeps. And then when they use that cooldown, then you can look to E into them. Or if they don't use a cooldown, they just lose the creep, right? So you're actually doing the right thing here, but you're just like slightly mispositioned. If you stand like here instead, as soon as you use that Q, you just like E auto, Q auto, then it looks like super good. Good Q. Keep in here. So... Okay, so he uses that. I think you could have committed harder to this. Like, I think
I wanted the cannon.
I think like right here when he uses his Q, again, you can just E into him, and I don't think there's really anything he can do about it. Like, you didn't use your E all during this time, and you didn't even use the E to dodge the damage at the end, and you still won the trade. Like, I think if you just gone into him, he wouldn't have been able to fight back. And this is with, like, you know, you're winning these trades with a keystone that doesn't help you in lane, and in my opinion, like, not good starting items. So it's like, you know, if you itemize better, you take runes better, and you play better, you would just be, like, shitting on this guy.
I was just testing faces. That's troll.
Same thing here, by the way. It's like, okay, first off, he's used Q. Like, right now, he has Q and W on cooldown. You should play really aggressive, right? So he gets this creep, gets this creep. Okay, now you're doing the right thing again, standing next to the creeps. He uses all his cooldowns for this, and he has no mana whatsoever. Like, you just run at him. There's nothing he can do. Okay, yeah, nice. He just kind of walked forward, but... You're so weak with your phase rush. Oh my god. Tragic. Yeah, I think it's just better runes, better items, better play.
Scab.
And it all into place.
Because I was thinking, there's gonna be a Tryndamere and a Fiddlesticks running me down, so... I was like, where do I go face rush?
Now, he doesn't have flash, so level 6 you can probably kill him. Poke. Also, this is quite scary again. I guess, like, your verse Fiddlesticks, so you probably won't get punished for it, but again, like, your ward is here, and you're playing here, you know? So just, clearly, like, you don't think about it at all at the moment, so it's definitely something you're going to have to start thinking about, because if you're playing, you know, a champ like Lucian, people are going to gank you all the time. Like, you know, everyone sees a Lucian, and they're just going to camp it. So,
see,
you got to kind of get good at avoiding ganks. Oh no. Well, I'm pretty sure you can kill this guy, right?
I don't remember. Oh.
Like, okay. Okay, so you thought you were going to get 6 here, which is why you eat in. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Now, I think now you would have to play it quite well, but if you WR'd, and then when he W'd you, you flashed over it, you would probably kill him, but, you know, it is, you would have to execute pretty well, but you probably can. This guy, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay. Wow, that guy's crazy. Okay, shove this in. I think here, like, when you have this much prior and the enemy jungler is dead, you could easily go and get honey fruit, and it would be pretty good.
I think I was trying to kill him here.
Ooh, very close.
Yeah, it's Keystone Gap.
Yeah, actually. Okay. Okay, you kind of messed this up. So, like, at this point, if you stay to get this plate, you have to be able to push the next wave. But I just don't think there's any universe you can push the next wave. Because it's like, you know, if
wait, what? Wait, why?
Because if you overstay like this, and he comes back to lane, like, you should lose most of this wave. Oh wait, he's so late. Why is he so late? Did he just... Oh, I see. He just based, like... Yeah, okay, so he spent ages before he even started his recall. Yeah, because, like... Okay, the reason this should be scary is because, like, when... He should be, like, probably about here, and he should be able to, like, shove this under your tower, and then, like... You know, he gets a lot of control. Now, if you knew that he couldn't push this in time, then this is fine, because it's like, it's a cannon wave, so like you can get back to it in time, and like, you know, you got the plate, so I don't know. If you know his base is that delayed, I guess maybe you could have known, then it's fine. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Oh wait, did he just DC? Yikes. Okay, well that worked out well for you. Okay.
Oh, that's what happened. I remember now. It's like with 6.
Okay, so push. Hitting mid, this is good. Oh. Okay, I think that was crazy greedy, by the way. Like, I don't know. I think if this guy just ults you, well, no, you don't
Usually
die.
they yeah, I have to blow cleanse.
Yeah, you should probably W this, honestly. Like, if you do want to ward this, because I think this is a pretty good spot to ward against Fiddle. But if you just W this, then you're completely fine. But I think, like, literally walking up to it to ward it, that's pretty... It's very alpha. You're definitely an alpha male. Or maybe just dumb, I'm not sure, but... I know, I like it. It was very Chad. Okay. I think also the Hex Drinker... Oh wait. You didn't buy Hex Drinker. Oh, okay, you must have refunded it.
I thought about it, I'm like,
yeah.
nah.
Yeah, I think it would have been too defensive. Like, you already have Cleanse. I actually like this. I like just buying this and then just keeping it, you know? Like, that's pretty useful, I think. So I'm glad you didn't buy that.
Merc Treads this game.
Yeah, Merc Treads get a lot of value. Oh my god, no way. That's so annoying. Okay. Okay. Actually, just thinking about it, because I just like thought about it now. When we're talking about like the itemization and stuff, I think if you don't want to take PTA because you feel like you can't proc it, then you should just take Ahri instead. Like, that's pretty much the only other keystone that Lucian can really take. And like, Ahri is pretty decent because, again, it does give you a pretty nice tree. Because like, you probably realize the blue tree is actually really good, right?
Yeah, the blue tree is great.
Yeah, it's just like the keystones sort of suck. But like, Ahri, you know, if you had Ahri, you probably would have killed this guy, actually. Or PTA.
100%. Well, not Face Rush would have killed him, anything. And I died.
Oh no. It's another keystone gap, but let's just see.
Yeah. If I had Ahri, I actually kill him. You're right, actually. Just take Ahri. Bonk.
Yeah, no, it's very close. But that sucks. Okay, come back. Oh, that champ's so fucking annoying. I hate the little noises he makes.
Yeah. That he's throwing bombs at me from Afghanistan.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay. Get the honey fruit. This is good, you're hugging the right side. That's nice. Yeah, let's actually just go to the mid game, because I feel like we've just only talked about the early game, and we haven't even seen a mid game yet.
Yeah, which is farming versus Ziggs at the moment.
Yeah. Just skip all this. Okay, this is well and truly mid game. Alright, so You're running bot, I assume? Or maybe Kale's running bot? Okay, no, you're running bot.
I'm going bot.
Okay, so you get this wave. That's good. You want to try to shove this as far as you can. Let's just go to your vision. Okay, now, when you push this wave, it's like, I think you want to stay in the side lane. So you should use this wave to get yourself some vision. Like, while Ezreal is showing here, you should ward, like, over this wall or something. I'm not sure why you're basing here. Like, are you swapping with Kale or something? No, okay, you're
I was
not.
just standing there trying to get the Ezreal.
Yeah.
I just press base just in case someone comes. I'm like, oh, I'm already basing.
Okay, yeah. I think, like, if you want to push the side wave safely, getting yourself one ward goes, like, a really long way. Good damage, good damage. Huh. Oh, you're so fucking dead. Yeah, like, I think if you'd had this warded... Oh, yeah, like, you would have known.
Oh, my
yeah.
God. Waiting.
You're the one for one king. You always get a kill and then die.
Seems to be the pattern.
Okay, so shove bot. You can shove this all the way. This is good, I think. Yeah, this looks good.
It could be because I play Vlad. Like, 1-for-1 on Vlad's always good because you always outcarry them if you get the same gold.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, some
So you
things
kind of have
happen
to
top.
base if that happens, so... Hold on. So right here... Could you fight? Like, no, these guys are too low. So you do have to base. You have to answer top. Okay, and then... Come here. That was really troll, obviously. So I think at this point, you guys are probably giving drag. I think, like, you have 2 people dead, and these people are low HP. So I don't think you should even be here. I think you just start shoving top, and maybe you can actually get this top tower for the drag. But the problem is, like, doing this, it's like you're... Even if you play this better, mechanically, you're, like, going into an area with no vision, where your teammates can't help you. So it's like, you know, you could maybe play it better, but this is, like, so high risk and so low reward. Like, you can just push this, probably get a top tower. Whereas this, it's like, even if you kill Ziggs, I think you still lose the drag. Like, what do you even get from this? I don't think you get anything.
Just trying to kill him. Oh my.
Okay, you spawn. You should definitely run straight bot here, I think. Yeah, that looks like a juicy wave.
Red team double kill.
Okay, yeah, you realize. Run the Krugs. Good, nice. What is this guy doing? Okay, that guy just wants to be bot, I guess. Okay, whatever. Phase rush coming in clutch. Okay. But to be honest, you've actually farmed pretty well. So, I think your mid game has been pretty decent. But your early games are so, like, you fall so far behind in the early game that it makes your mid game just like way more difficult than it should be. This is good, I think. Yeah, like, this is really good for me, by the way. Like, pushing this out, knowing that you're fucking so useless just clearing waves here. If you push this wave out in base, yeah, like, this is so nice. They have to come deal with this. Now, if you saw them here, you could maybe stay. But I think if Tryndamere comes here, you die. So you like have to see Tryndamere, and I don't think you do. Yeah,
I'm just trying to flip the dragon because it's the third drag already.
Yeah, I think you can't really contest drag, but I also don't think you can take this. Like, you didn't see where Trynd was, so he easily could just kill you. And then we farm the Krugs. So good. I mean, you're farming well for sure. Oh my god. Yeah, you play this pretty bad again. Like, I noticed this when you did the Ziggs thing here as well. That time I think it was like a macro thing, but just in general, you want to like, okay, when you're using your ult, you really want to like play from range, you know, like a good chunk like this, that's great. But like now you kind of want to like, you don't have your cooldowns. If you're going to use your ult, it needs to be from like far away. Like it shouldn't be when you're ulting that you're taking like a ton of damage, right? Like you ulted here and lost all your health. Normally when Lucian ults, it's like the enemy can't do anything for like 10 seconds or well, not 10 seconds, but like a long time, right? Because you have like tons of range, you have a ton of damage, but yeah, so I think the reason this game became so hard is like, so one, your early game was like really poor, and then in the mid game you made like some weird macro decisions, like you didn't ward here, you like dashed in here when you should have been trading, and then the fights themselves, you just haven't played that well. So it's like, you're not as fed as you could be, and then you kind of give away some more gold, so the enemy's more fed than they should be. And then you don't play it that well, so it just makes it really hard for you to win, right? Like, your guys' comp is actually pretty crazy. You guys have really good late game, but you're just so far behind. And I think if you had played your early game well, and could, like, give your team time to scale, you could probably win. Yeah, like, this is so good, man. This is so good. Like, playing on your range here, like, look how different this is compared to how it is before, where, like, last time you ulted, you lost all your health, whereas this is just, like, Ashe almost dies just from your ult, and you barely lose anything for it. So that's like, that's really good. And you'll have ult sort of soon. Not a huge fan of that. I feel like, you know, if you have a ton of lifesteal, you could do this, but because you don't, unless you can like actually kill someone here, it's like you just kind of take yourself out of the fight. And now it makes it quite hard for you to play. Because you have to like somehow ult someone without dying to like Ziggs ult or something.
That too. I feel like Lucian can't afford to buy lifesteal.
Well, it's like normally when you have PTA, right? Like, oh, I guess you have lifesteal actually as well.
I mean,
there's like,
that's
there's
not
like
enough. That's like a little bit.
It depends, right? Because like if you have access to a bunch of waves to farm, then you do. And also there's like Bork builds and stuff as well, right? But yeah, I agree that like normally...
I thought Bork is like bad?
Yeah, people don't build it that much, but there was like... I remember Nemesis was playing like a lot of Bork. Maybe it's not good after it got nerfed, but... Yeah, either way, it's like you don't have the lifesteal to do it, right? So... Yeah, the old like Bork Black Cleaver build. Yeah. Good times. Alright, so... Same thing again, your early game, it's pretty bad. So early game, good laning phase, it has to be improved a lot. So I think the biggest things for you is like, again, it's like punishing for CS. Like, your positioning around CS as well. So the ideal, or like, two-step process is like, stand next to creep to make them use a cooldown, and then punish the cooldown by like either auto-attacking them when they go for a creep or just like dashing into them. So that's like really important to know. Then I also think, yeah, the itemization / runes, like you definitely need PTA / Ahri, and I would always start corrupting pot, pretty much. Like when would I not start Corrupting Pot? I guess like, okay, the reason not to start Corrupting Pot is if you do want to start Longsword Refillable, it's so you can buy Serrated Dirk on your first base. Like, you give up like your pre-6 a little bit for like a massively strong first item spike, or sorry, first base spike, but like, you know, this, like,
Is Serrated Dirk that strong?
it's good, but I think like I wouldn't buy it unless you were going the collector build, right? And so like this game, the collector build doesn't look that good. Like they have a lot of fucking armor builders. You know, this guy's gonna have a Zhonya's. This guy always gets armor. Like Tryndamere has Hullbreaker and stuff, so it doesn't look that great this game. But like, look how weak this is as a first base. Like, just look at your items. Like you're so just
Copium items.
yeah, it just sucks, right? It just sucks. So the itemization runes, yeah, PTA Ahri, Corrupting Pot. I think that'll be a lot better.
Right.
What else was there from this game in the early game? I mean, the laning phase was super big. I feel like we could spend a whole like hour talking literally just about the laning phase, but okay, so actually when the mid game started, it's like mid game. There's a few things. So one thing is like be willing to trade objectives, I guess. So where was it? I think when you die here, right? Oh no, not here. Okay, well this was a different problem. So like after you push the side wave, again, it's kind of like there's a couple steps. So with side laning, you like push wave, get vision, and then push wave like further. So if you push that wave, ward it over here, like you would be completely safe. And also it's like every time you 1-for-1 like this, it's like you, even though it's even in terms of like gold, it's worse because Lucian's a champ that can like get more gold than his opponents, right? Like if in 30 seconds of Lucian being alive, that's like he gets like a wave, he can do like a camp. You know, Lucian can do a lot in his time. So like 300 gold, well, one, because you're like an early game champ. But also just because you snowball faster than other champs, like just 1-for-1s really won't be good. So if like, you know, I think it's better for you if you hadn't gone for this, like while it was warded, and then you just like farm another wave. You know, if Ezreal goes mid, you could take this tower. Like I think you could get yourself a lot more ahead like that. So I guess the like, yeah, push wave further. I think just like be less willing to 1-for-1 in general. Like a 1-for-1 is just like, if you can't do anything better, it's fine. But almost always as Lucian, you can like snowball yourself harder by just like farming or just killing people without dying. You know, like there's lots of ways to do it. Pushing wave, push wave further. Like ideal side laning is push wave all the way to the enemy tower, like you did. So you like push it all the way to here, and then you like decide what you want to do. So you can either group mid, you can do camps, you can get wards, or if no one answers you, you can take the tower, right? So there's like a lot of things you can do. But yeah, like what you did is you like pushed it in, just came and sat here and didn't do anything, and then just like tried to dive, which is not bad because like you would have been able to dive in 1-for-1, but if you, or sorry, no, you would have been able to dive in 1v1 and get the kill, but because you didn't have a ward, you just died a fiddle, right? So
I could have just gone ward.
yeah, and then yeah, there's this time where you, it was here, right? Yeah, so if you just like look at your teammates, yeah, it's like these guys are so useless. 2 of your teammates are dead. You're walking into the enemy's vision, and like instead of doing this, you could do like wolves, top wave, another top wave, maybe top tower. Like there's a lot of gold you can get without having to do that. So yeah, people want to trade objectives, like check teammate HP. Also check like what gold you can get, you know, because if you don't look at the map and you just don't see like those wolves, you don't see those waves, then there's just like, it doesn't look like there's anything to trade for, right? But it turns out there's actually like a lot you could have gotten. So yeah, it would have been really good if you could get that. I think the last thing was like in team fights, like play on your range a bit more. Like generally because Lucian is so short range, it is like sort of hard to DPS against a lot of comps, right? But the way you can like do it is you use your ult to kind of get people low, and then you can E in once people are low. But the way you kind of do it is the other way around most of the time. Like normally you E in, and then you like ult to disengage. Like if you're kiting back against like Tryndamere, that makes sense. But when you're like playing against like Ashe, Ezreal, Ziggs, you want to like get them low before you E in, pretty much. So where was it's like here or something, right?
Like almost at the end, I think. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so like the way I'd probably start this, I would just like walk up, maybe. I think I would probably Gale Force WR and save my E. Maybe that's the way to do it. But like, yeah, it's like you're using your ult to like disengage, kite, and then you aim it in a really weird direction.
Try to get the edge.
Yeah, that's tragic. So, okay, so like how you work on these things to work on, trying to range more, like, I guess know your identity in team fights. Like Lucian's primarily like a DPS champ, so the longer you live, the better it is. If you can start fights by like chunking people out with ult and then like putting down auto attacks later, it's normally good. Obviously, there are times when you can get like flanks and stuff, like Vlad might do. But just in general, like Lucian's not as good at like flanking as Vlad is, for example. So to work on biggest things, I think laning phase and warding. I guess and hugging actually. And the itemization / runes, but that's easy to fix. So in my opinion, the way to fix these, first off, the laning phase, think a lot about playing aggressive around creeps / cooldowns. The warding, like try get in the habit of warding deeper. Hugging, it's like, this is actually pretty hard to build as a habit. The way I do it is like whenever a new wave comes, so like, you know, when this new wave comes mid, I use that as like a trigger to kind of like look at my map and like think where I should be hugging to. So like every 30 seconds when the new waves come, I use it as like a trigger to think about where to hug to. So like just like check the map, see where is safe to hug to. So like vision / safety. Could be your jungler, could be where your wards are. Your itemization rooms like yeah, PTA area, easy enough.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions about anything?
No, it's pretty good.
Alright, well, I'll copy paste this to you on Discord so that you have it.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to work like all these three things, well, actually all four of these things. Like obviously, there's stuff you can do better after the laning phase, right? But the problem is, these four things put you at such a deficit in lane compared to where you should be, that it just makes playing out the rest of the game pretty hard, you know?
Right.
But there are things you're doing good. Like you always have a lot of CS, which is like, this is really good. And I think both games, you have like outperformed your opponent. You just haven't performed well enough to like carry the game. So if you're doing stuff well, if you do these things better, you'll probably see pretty big improvement. If you're not sure like how to work on them, or like you're kind of struggling, you can obviously just message me. Yeah, and I can maybe help you. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Alright, thanks, man.
Alright, cool.
It's really helpful.
Yep. So I will upload the VOD. If you wanted to, do you want it to be public or you prefer private?
I just publicize it.
Alright, cool. And I'll link that to you, and then you can come back and like watch it. Also, sorry if my voice sounds fucked. I don't know if I have like COVID or I'm just sick, but I don't know. My voice is fucked.
Sounds perfect,
Oh,
brother.
thank you, man. Alright, cool. Well, good luck. Nice to meet you.
Alright.
I always love seeing fellow Lucian enthusiasts, so yeah.
Yeah, his champ's great. Alright.
See you, man. Good luck.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.